Hey everybody, welcome back to another 10-minute Marvel video. I'm Petter, and, well, final Agatha All Along video of the day. Where do characters go from here? And also, what questions are still left open? Obviously, the big thing is Tommy now has a body. In the body of a Tommy Shepherd. A kid who died by drowning and was given another chance on life. But where at? Who knows? So I think that's going to be the biggest question for that. And I think with that question, kind of another one that stems from it is, when are we going to see that resolved? Because we know that there's going to be a Vision show. And it would potentially make sense we introduce Wiccan in the Agatha All Along show. Are we going to introduce Speed in the Vision show? But what elements, what thing is going to tip Vision off to that? What's going to be this catalyst that would cause that to be part of that show? With The Witch's Road and Agatha All Along, it made more sense because it was very witch-centric. It was witch-focused. So Wiccan, not knowing who he really is, would want to try and figure that out, would want to divine that, to keep that witchy wording going. Vision and Speed, what's the connection there? I don't think there is one. So, could he show up somewhere else? I would think that Young Avengers could be a spot if maybe Kamala hears about him, Kamala or Kate hears about him, they recruit him to a team. And then it's at that point, like, Speed is on the team and Wiccan hears about it. Or it could be they recruit Wiccan and Wiccan says, yes, but I need help finding my brother, who would make sense to be part of the Young Avengers as well. So that's kind of the big question. I still want to know more details on how Agatha got her hands on the Darkhold. Because in episode 3, and it wasn't paid off. Like, this might be my issue with episode 9, and why I rank it a little bit lower than some of the episodes, is they really seem to imply that Agatha traded her son to the Darkhold somehow. And that wasn't the case. So her vision in that episode makes less sense. I don't know that we're going to get a ton more Agatha backstory. I feel like they probably have covered what they want to with that. But I feel like that's one area that I still have questions around. Like, what was that vision about? What was that Darkhold about? Because there's still needed explanation there. Or it feels like it could be. I also am curious from episode 5, a question I have is, Evanora Harkness says basically Agatha was evil at birth and she should have killed her then. Now, is that just kind of the road? Was that actually Evanora Harkness' spirit? I think it was. So what did she mean by that? Again, this is more backstory for Agatha that feels like it could be built upon. And there could be more to happen with it. But I also just don't know how they're going to do that. I guess if you kick off Young Avengers maybe with a good Wiccan focused episode, there certainly would be room for that. I'd even take a Wiccan show about him searching for Tommy. But like I said, we know we're getting the Vision show. So unless they're retooling that to be more Wiccan focused, I don't see a great spot for that. Then there's two other characters I have questions about when we may see them again. The first off is Jennifer Kale, mainly because Jennifer Kale is a unique character. It's another witch that we have in the MCU, and she flies off finally free from her binding, which of course it was Agatha. It was Agatha all along. She was the one who had caused all the issues. But do we see that character again? And does it matter if we do? I feel like we should. I feel like there's more to do with that, and this idea of like Lilia Calderu giving her kind of that message, that last thing to think on, it was never really paid off in Agatha All Along. At least I didn't feel like it was satisfactorily. So that means I still want more. I want more of Jennifer Kale, and I don't know where that would fit in. Maybe a Doctor Strange 3 if they lean into like just all the different sources of magic. Though I don't think we're going to see that. I think it's going to be more focused on incursions and the multiverse. So that doesn't make sense. But beyond that, I'm not really sure where it would make sense. Except if they do a Scarlet Witch movie. Because she is a potions witch who focuses on healing. Is it something where they may need her powers to kind of heal, to free the soul of the Scarlet Witch from a Chthon? And the other one is death. Because, Aubrey Plaza is such a good actor that I want to see her in more stuff. And that means I want to see more death. She could certainly show up in things like Secret Wars, Doomsday. But what sort of storyline would you have for death? That's the question that I have. And I think there could be some interesting things around it. I think it's a character you could tie into the Midnight Suns if they wanted to as well, because death is part of the natural order of things. So those are some of the questions that I had. I think with the three characters, like, where's Tommy? Do we see Jennifer Kale again? And do we see death again? Those are the big questions that I think we could get an answer to. I'm less convinced that we'll get the answers I want on Agatha, but let me know your thoughts on that down in the comment section below. When do you think we're going to see who Speed Tommy Shepard is? Is that going to be in the Vision show, Young Avengers, somewhere else? Like I said, leave a comment. If you enjoy this content, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Do videos on news, rumors, Marvel comics, and Marvel trading cards. Try and get one out every weekday. And we're going to be talking about Agatha All Along, the finale for that, in depth on the podcast coming up this week. Comes out at the start of every week. You can find the podcast here on YouTube. Click onto the channel and then the podcast tab, or you can get it wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. But with that, we'll see you next time.